and welcome to the Special Needs Sibling Podcast. Here is where we talk about what life is really like as a sibling to someone with special needs. I'm your host, Charlene, and today our guest is Mia. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi.
We start every show with getting to know a little bit more about our sib's family. So Mia, can you please lay out your family structure and what disability your sibling has?
I am 16, about to be 17 years old, and I have a twin sister named Sarah. It's just us and my parents and our dog. His name is Noodle. He's like the best thing ever.
That's such a fun name, Noodle.
Yeah, my sister named him. We could talk about that after. So yeah, it's just the four of us. We live in Florida, South Florida, and my sister has cerebral palsy, along with like a few other things. She has epilepsy, apraxia of speech, and that's basically it. But like she has like moderate CP. That's what like most people address it as. And cerebral palsy is like a brain bleed, basically, like a brain injury at like during or before or after birth. And it just causes a lot of physical disabilities, and it can give people like a delay. So my sister has like a developmental delay, and it's like a range, it's like a spectrum. And there's like super severe, super mild, and she's like kind of in the middle because she's in a wheelchair, but she can speak, she can walk with help, and that's basically it.
Yeah, I was thinking about the people I had met in my life who their siblings have CP, and I think the majority of people that I've met, like their siblings in a wheelchair in some capacity, whether that's full time or majority of the time type of thing. Um, so with that, we like to keep it open forum on the podcast. So what would you like to talk about today?
We could talk about literally anything. I'm like open to any questions, any interests that like you think the world might have.
Sure. Let's start with your dog's name because I feel like that's gonna be a fun story. I also just want to personally, I just would like to know.
So Noodle is a golden doodle. He is, how old is he? I think he's about to be 10. Damn. He's supposed to be 10. He's old. He's my baby, but he's old. Yeah, we got him in 2015. We got him when he was like I think 8 months old.
Aw.
But so my sister at the time, like she was verbal, but it was like moderate kind of. Like she knew some words and she was able to communicate what like she could, but like it wasn't great. And one of the few words she could say was noodle. And like we're both, my family is somewhat Italian, so we're very like my mom's side is, and we're all kind of like really into that type of food. And her favorite food at the time, honestly it might still be, is definitely pasta. And I don't know why, but that was one of the words that she could say, and my parents asked her because he was supposed to be a service dog, which I'll get into in a second. But she called him Noodle, and they were just like, "Okay, looks like we're naming him Noodle." And obviously 6-year-old me was like, "I don't wanna name him Noodle, that's lame, we should name him Dude." And my parents were like, "No, it's her dog." So, there was that, but now they actually say to me, they're like, "We should have named him Dude," because it fits his personality so well.
Mm,
But, like, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say,
about it being a service dog.
oh, yeah, about it being a service dog. Okay, so he got, like, his first half of training, that's why we got him, like, kinda late. And it was like basic training, so he doesn't bark, he doesn't jump, he sits, whatever, but he didn't get to go to, like, the medical training because he was, like, literally, like, supposed to help her. And he came to us after the first part of his training, and, like, I think he was maybe, like, 1, a little under 2, and he got, like, sick, so he has, like, stomach issues and all this stuff, but that, like, prevented him from going for the second part of his training. So, I just call him a certified good boy.
Uh,
Because, like, he's legally a service dog, but he doesn't do any services.
that's so funny.
So, like, we could take him as if he's a service dog, and he's great, like, he knows to stay near her chair, and he's, like, super calm, and he's good with her, he's good with everybody, he's, like, the sweetest thing ever. and like he just doesn't do anything medically, which is kind of funny. So my parents are like, the next dog we get is definitely gonna be like medical alert for like seizures and stuff.
Yeah.
They're like, he's going through training. And I was like, okay, I get it, fine. But this one is my baby.
Yeah. Oh, that's such an interesting story. Like how that happens. I never realized that there was like two parts to their training.
Yeah. I mean, it could be called as one, but like there's training when people are like, oh, I'm getting my dog trained. That's what he went through first. He just didn't do like the legit service dog
Yeah,
training.
which is a whole kind of a separate entity, which makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah. Yeah. I guess we can start with how you found the podcast. Cuz you're one of probably I think 3 people that I've talked to that are maybe one of 2 people that I've talked to that are still in high school. Yeah, so how'd you come across the podcast?
I'm like very interested in podcasts. Like I've kind of had like a not like I'm not obsessed with them, but I do like listening to them. And as I've gotten older, I've also enjoyed like sharing my story, and I've been on like multiple different things, not podcasts, but like I've talked for articles, I've talked for like different people and different companies and whatever. And I wouldn't say companies,
Like
but whatever. Like
entities,
I've talked to different
organizations. Yeah,
people.
some
Yeah,
large
organizations. There
group
you
of
go.
people
That's the word.
that yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
company sounds
Yeah.
wrong. Like I'm not that
Yeah.
cool. But yeah, I talked to different organizations, and like I one day I think I was just like scrolling on Apple Podcasts, and I searched up special needs sibling anything just to see if there was anything because I was interested in that, and you popped up right away, and I was like, hey, wait a minute, maybe I should
Oh,
listen to
very
this.
cool.
Well, I started listening to you when I saw the thing that said like share your story or
Yeah.
whatever if you want to be on the podcast. So I clicked it and I was like, okay, here we go.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. It's definitely something that even when I was searching for it before I made the podcast, I felt like it was almost impossible.
Yeah, you were the only thing that popped up. There's nothing else.
Yeah, and it kind of it made me very confused because I go, there's so many books. Like, if you're a parent of a special needs child, there's books, blogs, articles, podcasts, like
Yeah, there's
name.
everything for parents. There's support groups, there's this, there's
Exactly.
absolutely everything, but there's nothing for like siblings at all.
Yeah. And so I was kind of dumbfounded because I went, how's there nothing? Right? Like, I get if there's like maybe something that's. And so what I found was that there's like 1 or 2 books from a long time ago, and there's one or
Yeah.
two like kind of like what you were saying earlier, right, where you've talked to organizations for interviews and stuff. So there's those one-off articles from a long
Yeah,
time ago, but there's
it's really lame.
yeah, and so it's something where I'm glad that at least you're able to find something because I know definitely if I tried looking for anything when I was in high school, it would have just not existed. Period. I think
Yeah.
so. I'm glad that at least you kind of have something now to be able to find and like hear other people like talk about what they're experiencing and stuff.
Yeah. It's also really interesting because like you have a range of different people with like different disabilities,
Mm-hmm.
and like this is gonna sound kind of wrong, but like wherever I go, even though CP is relatively common, like I'll go and because I am currently in like a support group, and like I'm the only not girl, like only person who has a sibling with CP. Like it's usually 95% of the time, 90% of the time, whatever. It's autism,
Yeah,
Down
right. The
syndrome.
most like common
Yeah, that's like the most
whatever.
common
Yeah.
stuff. Like I've met 2 people in my life at different times who have had siblings with CP, and it's really, really interesting to be able to bond with people who are going through like really similar stuff to you.
Yes. Yeah.
Because like I love being able to talk with like other people as well, of course, but it's a lot
It's not the
different.
same. Yeah, it's not the same.
Like even if somebody's siblings in like a wheelchair, like that's a major jump from anybody else.
Yeah, yeah. That makes sense. And it's such like an interesting thing like as I've talked to people, right? Cuz there I feel like there's levels of niche, right? It's like, oh, you first have a sibling with special needs that's like puts you in the ballpark. But then it's
Yeah,
like, oh, are you younger
definitely.
or older? And then in your case, you're a twin, right? So that's a different that segments it. And then it's like, oh, what disability your sibling has, which then that then segments that portion. And then there's these other things like personality, because my sister also loves noodles, and so it was
No,
so
really.
funny when you brought that up, like, oh, like, but they have that in common, which is one of those things where their disabilities are not the same, but I wonder, like, if their personalities, if they would get along as friends, just because, like, it's one of those things where, yeah, you just, there's so many layers that are similar, but at the same time, there's really, like, big things that are not similar, right? Because my sister's not in a wheelchair. She's on the autism spectrum, which is not, to your point, it's just kind of like everybody, and I don't mean this as a downer to anything, right? But it's this thing where in the past, I don't know, decade, right? It's kind of in my personal opinion, I feel like everyone now just says, "Oh, I have ADHD. Oh, I have Asperger's."
Yes.
And again, like, there are legitimate diagnoses out there, and I'm not trying to knock that, but I just feel like there's an increased amount of people who are just like, they are just like fake saying, "Oh, I have this
No, it's
disability."
literally wherever you go, and it's not even, like, ADHD, like, people use it when they're talking too. They're like, "Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
depressed." And it's like, there's a difference between being sad over something. I'm not neglecting the fact that you're sad, but there's a very huge difference between being depressed and being sad, and it gets on my nerves because people will be like, just it's over the most stupid things, and it's just so annoying.
Yeah. So I'm glad we share that sentiment, because I think that's one of the things that I think gets me about that's, I think, hardness is not the right word. That's one of the factors about the autism spectrum that's kind of annoying, right? Because it's like my sister has a diagnosis, and when you meet her, you can tell, right? And obviously, like, I've talked to people on the podcast who like their siblings are higher functioning. I've met other people in my life like before that where their siblings are higher functioning, but it's like,
No, like, I totally get it for you because, like, people say even especially because I'm in high school,
mm-hmm.
they'll be like, "Oh, I'm autistic," and it's like, "No, they're so like, that person's acting so autistic. This is so autistic," and it's like, "No, that's not what that means." And then it's the same thing with, like, the R word, like, people will use that in the same exact context, and I'm like, "Ugh."
Yeah, that used to drive me nuts when I was in middle school and high school and people would use the R word. I was just sit there and I'm like, and at that time, I was the kid who said nothing. Like, I was too afraid to like say anything out loud, and I was like, oh, I was like shy or whatever. So I would just internalize it. And I'm like, oh, I don't like it when people use this, but like, what am I gonna do? Like, I don't know.
Like, especially I've had teachers say it, like, I was in a class and a kid's phone, like, vibrated or something, and the phone wasn't even on the kid, the phone was like, we have phone pockets, he wasn't on his phone, the phone vibrated, it didn't even make a noise, and the teacher goes, "Whose phone is this?" And the kid stands up and, like, the teacher's like, "Are you blank?" And I'm like, "Whoa." Like, the whole class was silent, he goes, "Are you mentally, like, blank?" And I'm like, "Excuse me?" And I just sat there with, like, a shock on my face, and I sat near the teacher too, he didn't even notice. I was literally I was there with my mouth wide open, and I was like, "What the hell?" And I told my friends after, like, my close friends. I have, like, 3 really close friends, and I just, like, sat with them at lunch, and I was like, "What the hell?" And they're like, "Yeah, that's actually not okay."
Oh, it 100% is not.
And, like, He's he was older too, so, like, it makes sense that he kind of, like, would use it, but, like, still, you're a teacher, like, you should know that it's not okay. Like, I get if you're not a teacher and you're doing something, like and you're not working with, like, kids and stuff, but you have so much influence to these kids, and it's, like, it's just wrong. And the fact that he shouldn't have even said anything like that in general, like, he could have said stupid, but that's still not right, like, the situation wasn't right, he
Yeah,
should
like, it's not, that wasn't the time to make a derogatory statement of any kind, let alone what word and adjective we're gonna use to describe the
and I was
person.
just like, "Why?" I was like because, like, I liked the teacher, I was like, it was a good teacher, and then for you to use that, like, I trusted you, you know? Like, it's just not right.
Yeah. I feel like that's it makes me think about there was this whole filter I had in my head. It's not as much anymore. It still exists. It's just not as prominent. Where once you see somebody and how they interact with any person with a disability, whether that's like a stranger or a student or their friend, like I feel like that filter would engage or disengage. I think it was the most dominant probably when I was in school because I feel like that makes the most sense, right? Because everybody just has filters for everything as a
Yeah,
general
that's how I
statement.
am, like, when I'm looking for friends not looking for friends, that sounds wrong. When I'm making new friends, it's kinda like, how do they interact with my sister? And it's like, if they're good, sure, great, I'll keep being friends. If they're bad, like, I'm like, "Sorry, no, like, go away."
No, exactly. Yeah, it's a very like important key factor. How does your like extend do you if you spend time with your extended family, how do they interact with your sister?
For the most part, they're really great. Like, I mean, none of my family really lives in Florida except for, like, my grandparents,
Mhm.
but, like well, some of them. And, like, a lot of my family's up north because I'm super south, and they, like they're really great, like, my sister FaceTimes my grandfather in New York all the time. She FaceTimes my grandma who lives, like, 20 minutes away all the time. She FaceTimes
Aw.
my uncle oh, yeah, my uncle also lives here, what am I saying? He's here too, he's, like, 10 minutes away, like, she FaceTimes him all the time, and everybody's, like, really great with her for the most part. Yeah, like, I mean, there's been times, like family, not like close family, but extended family has, like, excluded us. Not I mean, I guess not directly, but, like, kind of indirectly, and you're like, "Ugh." But, like, yeah, for the most part, everybody is, like, really great, and it's really nice to know because, like, as I get older, I'm gonna have to be her caregiver, which we'll get to. But, like, it's nice to know that I'm not the only one who will be there when my parents can't be there for me, because it's only the 2 of us, like, we don't have anybody else.
Yeah, no, that's like us too. It's just me and my sister. Because me and my sister were 2 years apart. So, because I think my parents, so when my parent, not when my sister turned 18, then we like, sign all the conservatorship
Yeah,
papers
my
and
parents have
stuff.
already talked about that with me,
Yeah, I was gonna ask because you're approaching that pretty soon.
especially because we're twins, so
Yeah.
yeah, like, as soon as that like, when that happens, my parents are like, "Yeah, we're gonna sign you as a legal person, like a legal guardian or whatever."
Was that something that you thought about a lot before they started initiating talking about it?
I mean, I didn't really think like, I wasn't obviously, the legal part wasn't crossing my mind, but, like, I've always known that like, I mean, I wouldn't say it was, like, bestowed upon me, that sounds so fancy. Like, it just kinda like, it was expected, I guess. Like, I was just kinda like, I was born into this role, especially like, I mean, we're twins, so it's not like, this has been my life since I was born, and, like, I it's just always a thing in the back of my head. I think about it a lot, especially as I get older, and it's just kinda like, "Yeah, she's mine." Like, as soon as my parents can't deal with her anymore, she's mine. Like, deal with her sounds so mean, that actually sounded wrong. No, like, not deal with her, as soon as they can't take care of her anymore, then, like, she's mine, she's moving in with me. And, like, at this support group I was at, like, we talked about it because it's a lot of younger kids, so I'm more of, like, a mentor, but before when it was older kids, we talked about what's gonna happen when we get older, and some kids were like, "Oh, I don't know, as soon as I get 18, I'm just gonna leave," and I was like, "What?" And then some kids were like, "Yeah, when I'm older, my sibling will live in a home, like, near me," and I'm like, because, like, my parents were so close-knit as a family that it was just kind of expected for her to live with me. Like, she's gonna have a bedroom in my house, like, I'm gonna have to stop my life with my kids and my spouse when I'm older for her to just kinda, like, live with me. Like, obviously, she's gonna be a part of my life until that happens, but, like, she's not gonna live with me until she needs to live with me,
Right. Yeah.
and,
That makes sense.
like, I think about it a lot how, like I don't know, like, I have to like, my parents are doing literally, like, not even amazing, amazing is an understatement, like, the absolute best possible job they ever could and more to, like, save enough for her to be able to live with me and me not to, like, spend my life savings on her, but it still makes me nervous. Is it gonna live as long as she lives? Like, is that money gonna stay as long as she does? Am I gonna have enough money? and enough, like, life to pay for my family, my living, my food, and her.
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm only 16 and it's, like, a long time away, but it's like I have to plan my life because everybody's like, "What are you majoring in college?" And that's the start of everything.
Mm. Oh, I totally forgot about that part of that. You also have to do that at the same time. It's because there's so many things that when you're saying, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember like being like 16, 17 and having to think about that and like and for me it was like a different thing like versus like the house situation. Like there's other stuff I was thinking about that's still related about, like do I put my life on hold? What do I want to do? Where do I want to live? There's all these things, and then life happens, and then it all kind of just is a different thing, which you will get there at some point in like 20 years.
Yeah, like, it scares me because, like, it's, like, 9 I'm, like unless something happens to our country, my parents are staying in Florida basically for, like, the rest of their lives, and, like, I don't necessarily agree with a lot of the stuff that's going along along in our country and in my state, and it makes me nervous for myself because, like, if I get older and I have a spouse that, like, isn't necessarily up to societal standards, like, what's gonna happen in, like, my state? Like, am I gonna be able to live here safely and have children of my own? Or am I gonna have to move? And it's just kinda like all these random life factors are just kinda, like, on my brain as I'm deciding, "Where are you going for college?" Uh, what are you gonna major in? And then there's all the stuff that's happening exactly at this moment, like, "What are you doing with your friends
Oh
tomorrow?"
right, yeah,
It's
the
just
real
kind of
time
like
like stuff. That's
yeah, and you're like, "Wait a minute, I have to stop worrying
yeah.
about the future and think about right now. Like, what am I doing tomorrow? Do I have food to eat in 2 hours?"
Yeah, like am I
Um
hungry? Am I not hungry? Do I want to take a
Yeah,
nap? Like
and it's like you're in this orb, and it's just, like, killing your mind, and you're like, "What is happening?"
yeah. No, there's a lot of thinking that I think don't people who aren't sibs like don't realize how much brain power is involved to just regardless of how old you are, right? And I think the interesting thing that I have found is that as I've talked to a variety of people, kind of everyone has all these thoughts so early, right? It's not like, you got your driver's license and now you can vote, and got, and then now you can drink, and then now you're thinking about your life. Like, it's like, you think about it like when you're 10 and you're like,
Yeah,
oh, like who's gonna take care of my sister, right? It's such an earlier thought process. And for some people, obviously, they think about it more than others, depending on like if they have other brothers and
yeah.
sisters and all these other variables. But yeah, there's a lot of like brain power that goes into just functioning in your daily life. I think more than people realize.
Yeah, it's a lot nicer like, I mean, I'm not trying to be rude to people who do have other siblings, but, like, I do think that it is, like, a better situation to have other siblings that can pitch in besides yourself, because then you're not, like, all alone. Like, once my parents are gone, it's literally just us. Like, it's just us, and then if you isolate it and you're like, "No, it's not us, it's just me." Like, it's straight up just me. Like, what the hell? Like, I better find a good spouse because I'm gonna be scared out of my mind.
Yeah. No, it's definitely like it's a daunting thing, and then it's this thing where, and I don't know if you want to talk about this or not. I'd be curious if you were open to talk about it, right? Like when you so we were talking about like friend filters, right? About how they treat your
Yeah.
sister and how they function as people. I'd be so curious on your perspective on like when you find people that you would want to date or just like
Yeah.
whatever. Like I'm curious what your mind goes through, just because I've
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I mean, I've had a few, like, situationships, I guess you could
Okay.
say, and, like, when we talk about our futures, I have to find somebody who not only interacts with her well, but is completely open to having her live with me in the future. Like, that's crazy. Like, I have to find somebody who is willing to have an extra person and not only have her live with me, but I mean, they would probably have to help me care for her. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
Yeah, I think that's something where it yeah, I don't even know how to describe it.
Like, you're spending the rest of your life with this person, and you have to make decisions because you might like this person a lot. Like, you might be in love with this person. You might wanna marry this person. But if they're not gonna be there for your sibling, then you're
Yeah.
screwed. You're absolutely screwed. You have to say, "Oh, well, sorry, I can't date you," and just kinda be like,
Yeah.
"Toodaloo." Like, that is my main concern. Like, that goes above all my interests, all my wants, all my needs. Like, she is above that for, like, dating and stuff.
No, yeah, it makes sense. Like I'm like rewinding the tape in my brain to like remember what it was like. Cause yeah, cause I've been married. I think for now we'll hit 6 years at the end of this year. Long enough where I have to where I think about like I remember it was funny because so I went to like a family retreat like years ago because I think this was still when I was in college, and so it was this thing where I was like I had my friend filter thing on, and fortunately like that was fine because then everyone there was treating people with their disabilities like everyone was like on a good page and like everyone was on the same, so I was like okay, that part of the filter I don't have to worry about. So then I'm like using all my other filters of like, oh, your personality, like what things do you like to do for in your free time, and like do we like the same types of music, all that, all the
Yeah.
more surfacey level things. But then I go, oh, but then there's this like extra filter when I look at guys. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
like are we compatible? Are you a jerk? Like what is like, and it would just be like this rolling cycle in my mind because it's such a big deal, and it's yeah, because it's such a big like integral part of the rest of your life, right? And then it's like your relationship, your sister's relationship with this person is also very important, right? Because if like she loves or hates him, that's also like a factor.
No, like, this is almost gonna sound wrong, but, like, my mom sends me, like, reels on Instagram and Facebook, and there was, like, this viral news story a few years ago, and it's really sweet. It was about, like, a wife, she was getting married to her husband, whatever, and, like, she had a sister with special needs, I don't know what it was, and there's, like, this video of her husband carrying her sister down the aisle so her sister could be a part of it. And, like, that's really sweet. I'm all over that, but especially being a twin, there's part of me that's kinda like, I love that, but I don't want that because, like, I this sounds so jealous, like, I want part of it to be about me. I don't want it all to be about her. And, like, obviously, she's gonna be there. I'm not saying she's not gonna be at my wedding. She's gonna be my maid of honor. Like, she's gonna be there. She's gonna be such a big part, and she's gonna be, like, the biggest part of my life for the rest of it. But I still would like the big parts of my life to be about me.
And that's a completely valid thing. And I'm glad that you already have that in your mind, that you've at least drawn lines in the sand for those specific things, right? And I think that's something that's very easy to dismiss, right? Like just subconsciously, because we're so used to putting aside everything else for them, right? Whether it's like, oh, I'm just gonna eat a different food so they can eat it or whatever, right? And that's pretty straightforward. But even like when it comes to big stuff, it's I've definitely been in instances where like, oh, I don't want to do this activity, but it's like, well, okay, I'll get over it because my sister wants to do it, so I'll just take off my hat, put it aside. And there's times where that's valid and that's totally fine. There's other times where like, well, you don't have to 100% of the time.
I know I have these lines. Do I know how to achieve them? Absolutely not. I have no clue how to get this across to the rest of my family, but like I know I have them and I know they're in my back pocket for like when I do need to explain that no, like I am going to put a boundary here and this is going to be about me.
Yeah, and that's super helpful. That's a good tool to have in your pocket for sure.
Like I'm curious, how is your sister with your husband? Like how does that work? Like what's their relationship?
They both love to eat, so they have a great time. they're really good together. She'll like answer his questions. She's more on the nonverbal side. So she basically just has a very limited vocabulary, is what I
Yeah.
explain to people. Yeah, so she'll like answer his questions. She has a good time. She'll give him like direct eye contact, which is really good. Um, she's nicer to him than to me because there was one time we were sitting in the car, and so normally if it's like me or my parents, right, she just yells about the radio because she has to have like music on in the car. That's just like the thing.
Same here.
And so we're sitting in the car. My husband's driving. Was like I think before we got married, but then she like points to the radio, says not a word, and I was like, "What?" And then my husband goes, "Oh, you want the radio on?" Sure. And I was like, "What?" Like she asked so nicely because she like knew that he was like just a person that was helping, but not not one
Yeah.
of like our core family. But yeah, so that cracked me. So she's much nicer to him than the rest of us, like in terms of like manner, politeness. Um, yeah, they love eating, so like they can sit at a table, watch a movie, and eat and be content. Yeah.
Yeah, my sister can't really watch a movie. She does not have enough patience to sit and watch something for an hour and a half.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but she's obsessed with music, like, music is her thing, like,
Okay.
she likes a couple songs by Taylor Swift, she likes it's kinda funny, she's like a very wide range of what she listens to, but
Which is good.
I'm not saying different genres, I'm saying different age levels.
Oh.
She'll listen to, like, The Wheels on the Bus, she's obsessed with The Wheels on the Bus, like, that's her
Yeah.
all-time favorite song. She'll listen to that, she'll listen to, like, nursery rhymes, and then she'll just be listening to Post Malone, and it's like
Oh, that's a very hard turn.
yeah, and it's like, "Huh." And you'll just be, like, vibing, and then she'll just change it. Like, she doesn't even have enough patience to listen to one whole song. She'll just change it,
Oh,
and it's like,
funny.
I was vibing with that, that's not very
Yeah.
nice of
Does
you."
she just
And
like use Spotify on her phone, or does she like?
no, she has, like, YouTube Kids, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
we also have Apple Music, so she listens to other songs there, and she has, like,
Okay.
playlists. But, like, she has, like, a very it's wide, but it's also very small because there's, like she gets obsessed with the song, that's all she wants to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she'll listen to, like, 2 or 3 songs on repeat, and that's basically it, and then she'll change it up. Like, she likes the Beach Boys, she likes
That's a
Taylor
good pick.
Swift,
Yeah.
she likes Post Malone and The Wheels on the Bus, and that's literally like, that's basically it. She has a few other random songs.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, cuz my sister, yeah, she like does TV. She'll like have TV in the background while she's doing stuff. And then but she'll watch the movie and she'll like sit there for the whole thing.
Yeah, no, my sister can't do that. I mean, she does it sometimes with, like, a therapist, like, she has one therapist who's able to get her to watch a movie, and that's it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
I wonder if she just like attaches like that person just likes movies so she does it. I don't know how her brain
yeah.
is wired in
I
that
mean, the it's
capacity,
like an
but
RBT, so her RBT, like, knows what she's doing. So I guess there's ways that she gets her to watch it, but, like, I don't know, like, she knows what she wants when she wants it.
yeah, that's funny. What do you guys like to do together?
Um, we like to coexist. We sit together,
Yeah.
and she'll watch her iPad, I'll scroll on my phone, we snuggle. We're very big, like, touchy people.
Okay.
Like, literally, my whole family is. Like, my mom's a very big hugger, I'm a
Yeah.
big
I
hugger,
mean,
my
the
s
Italian part makes sense, like, if you from that
yeah,
perspective, yeah.
that's, like yeah, my mom's dad's Italian, but, yeah, we're very like, we're always on top of each other. Like, my sister will meet somebody new, and she's like, "Give me a hug," and it's like, I just met you, but okay."
Yeah.
And she'll reach her arms out, she'll touch people, she'll hold people's hands. What else do we do? She loves Uno, she's really good at Uno,
Oh, okay.
so we'll play Uno. Um Board games, Uno. I play piano, and she loves when she has a love-hate relationship with me playing, because sometimes she'll be like, "Go play the piano," and I'll be like, "Okay," and then I'll be practicing while she's in another room, she'll be like, "I don't want your music," and I'm like, "What the hell?" She's like, "Turn it off, I don't want you to play piano," and then she kinda talks in third person sometimes, and she's like, "She doesn't want me to play piano," and I'm like, okay, fine." and, like, there's no way to get around it. She'll blast her music while I'm trying to play piano,
Oh,
and
funny.
yeah, but she's also, like, in the complete opposite direction. She's really linked onto it, so, like, my older one, like, a kid keyboard from when I was younger, she she that's now her keyboard, so she'll play it with, like, a therapist for, like, occupational stuff, and she plays, like, the Wheels on the Bus on the piano, and she knows some basic songs, and it's kind of funny because she'll ask to play it, but then when I'm playing it, she'll be like, "Turn it off."
Right.
But, yeah, that's, like, basically she loves to go for walks. She
Oh, my
loves
sister
to go
loves
for walks.
walks too.
She could go around the neighborhood, like, 30 times in a row and, like, never get bored of it.
Yeah, I don't know if my sister likes the walks for the routine part or for the walking part. That's something that I've been contemplating more recently because I feel like when she was younger, it was much more about like being outside and like moving. And nowadays, I'm like, I don't know if it's that or the routine of she just likes being out of the house at like specific segments of the day.
I think she just loves the air and being outside.
No, being outside's fun. Yeah, no, my sister, she also has this knack for like athleticism that oh like it's very strange. Like she's ambidextrous and she can like hold something in one hand and like throw and catch with her other hand. And she can shoot basketballs I think better than I can. So it's so interesting, right? But like growing up we didn't do a lot of that stuff, but when we would bring her to camps and like support groups and stuff, she would do all these things and I'm like, "Oh, like
I didn't
I
know
didn't
you
know
could
you
do
could do
that.
that." Yeah. Yeah, she like she loves dancing. Like there's certain like she's really good. I don't know about now, but there was a phase where she really liked Zumba type things where like she cuz Zumba like you kind of do the same routine over and over, so she was really good about that and she liked those. But I think she liked those more in person than on tape cuz we tried like a tape or YouTube version or whatever, and I don't think it was quite the same as when she was in the room like with.
No, it's nowhere close to the same. Yeah, like, my sister, she's also, like, relatively kinda, like, legally blind, and, like, they say a lot of kids with CP like, they see through, like, Swiss cheese, that's kinda how it looks through their eyes.
Oh, like with the whole.
Yeah, with, like,
Okay.
holes.
Yeah.
So, apparently the I mean, I don't know what she sees, obviously, but, like, there's definitely a difference between her watching, like, a music video and her being live in a room for, like, a musical. Like, she loves music,
Oh.
she'll vibe to music, like, she doesn't dance, but she'll if she hears music anywhere, she doesn't care what's happening, if it's, like, a show, how interesting the show is, she'll vibe with any type of music, and she'll just, like,
Oh, she'll
listen
sit
to it.
there for the whole duration of that part.
Yeah, but just for music. Like, if the movie has music, she'll sit there and listen to it. She won't watch it, but she'll listen to it. She's like, "It's only music. It's only music." She doesn't care about what's happening in front of her, she loves the music.
Oh, right. So it's like, oh, she'd be the prime example of the people who like re-edit movies and then they like replace soundtracks because you're just like listening to it because
Yeah.
she just listens to the thing. She doesn't need to like see the.
Yeah, like, we were on a vacation, and there were all these different, like, shows and whatever, and, like, I was so bored during one of the shows, and my dad and I actually fell asleep, and we went back to my sister after, and my mom was like, she was vibing the entire time. She was clapping. I was like, "How were you clapping to this? It wasn't even good." Like, it was covers of some of these really good songs, but the people weren't even doing a great job, and she's just vibing the whole time. They have a video of her clapping, and my dad and I were just like, "What?" We were sleeping. And then we went and we saw, like, Mamma Mia or whatever, and she would sit, whatever, and then whenever they would sing, she was, like, clapping with it, and it was really cute, honestly. If a movie doesn't have music, she won't tolerate it. She's like, "Screw it."
No, I think growing up, then my sister was much more particular about like what she would rewatch the same movies over and over again. Now I think it's better because then like her housemates and stuff like they watch other stuff, so she then consequently then watches other stuff. But yeah, growing like in our house growing up, it was like she had a whole drawer of like DVDs, but she would only watch probably like five of them, even though there were 50 plus DVDs in this box.
Yeah, like, my sister won't like, whenever she watches her iPad, it's literally only music. Like, she'll watch music videos, And,
But just to
like,
listen to
yeah,
the.
just to listen to them. And, like, you never hear people talking, it's always singing.
Oh,
It's
okay.
really cool.
Yeah.
It's like she's listening, but it's all, like, videos, I guess.
Yeah, but it's like, but that I wonder if that's just like, yeah, this part of her like just connects to that section better, where like she can listen to it and she like gets the full experience versus like, yeah, if she does see like through switches, I could see how that. Well, if you're watching something through like a wholly, grid, like that would be not pleasant overall. Yeah,
So the sound really helps.
yeah, no, that makes sense. What's something that you wish other people knew about being a sib?
I mean, there's a few. Like, one is especially as I get older, and it's just so happened, like, my specific friends, most of them have, like, a sister or a sister figure, whether it's older, younger, whatever, and, like, they always talk about like, one girl has, like, an older sister, and her sister picks her up, and they hang out, and it's like, "Wow," and then another one's like, "My little sister always annoys me, blah, blah, blah. She's always, like, on top of me. She's always taking my stuff," and it's like, I almost wish that I had that. And it's just kinda like, I guess I wish people knew how isolating it is, because, like, if I had other siblings, there's that, but, like, I don't. It's just us, so it's like, I have the good and bad of being an only child and the good and the I guess, the bad of having a sibling.
Yeah. No, I feel your pain on that. I remember when my friends used to say things like that to me, and I would just sit there and I'm like, I wish I had that.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't. I get that you're annoyed, but I'd much rather be annoyed than not even have the capacity where my sister like can and like she can't steal my clothes, right? Like
Yeah.
that's not on her like agenda of things to do.
It's so funny when you're, like, watching a show or you're listening to things and it's like, "My sister always takes my stuff, my sister's always in my room, get out!" And it's like, "My room feels empty."
No, no, I very much feel your pain. I realize now, like I used to watch a lot of family sitcoms because we had cable, and so I would watch, like the Cosby Show, Full House, like Step by Step, all these like old family sitcoms. But I loved it because it was like I could watch another family. I'm like, oh, like that's
Yeah,
ideal,
big happy
ideal life
family.
exactly. And it's like, oh, I didn't have to deal with my own my own
Yeah.
problems in my house. It's like, oh, I could pretend that I was this character, or like this would be my favorite character. So, just vicariously live through the TV shows and stuff. That's how I would do it.
Yeah. I do think about that when I watch shows and it's like, "Wow."
Hmm. Well, I guess for our final question, what are your words of encouragement for other sibs listening to the show out there?
Words of encouragement, wow. It's really important to reach out, like, you should definitely find somebody somewhere. I know it's really hard to, but it's really interesting when you get to find people who relate to you and maintain a good relationship because like I've had in and outs with people and it's like, "Oh, it's fine. You just lost a best friend. Like deal with it." And it's like, "No, they were my best friend, but we related on such a different level that it feels like part of me is broken." Like my entire net of like
Like your support
relating to people
network.
support, yeah,
Yeah.
support and relating to people is just gone. And like obviously there's many other ways I could relate to people, but not through that. And like as I get older, I definitely want to find more people that like I can relate to on a level like this. And other words of encouragement. I want to think of something. Don't get too worried about the future, I guess. It will all work out. Everything will work out. You'll be fine. Everybody will be fine. They'll be fine. You'll be fine. And find your purpose and live a life. Like, don't worry about them in that way.
Perfect. Cool. Well, thanks for being here on the podcast, Mia.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Special Needs Sibling Podcast. I hope you had a good time listening and feel encouraged in your own journey as a sibling to someone with special needs. If you liked this episode, please share it with your friends. And if you want to hear more stories, please subscribe to the show. You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. Also, the show can't happen without you. All special needs siblings have their own unique stories, challenges, family dynamics, and lots of life to talk about and explore. This podcast is here to let you know that you're not alone and that you matter. If you would like to be on the show or just chat off the record, please contact me. My info is in the show notes. Until next time, this is the Special Needs Sibling Podcast.